We'll pick up on important student handbook policies. In the district calendar, which is in your 3-ring binder, is the student handbook for the junior senior high school as well as for the elementary school in its entirety. I'm simply going to cover some policies and things that will affect you as a classroom teacher. After school tutoring, we will start after school tutoring on September 6th. Tutoring will be on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 3:35 to 4:15 p.m. I'm still in need of 2 instructors to supervise after school tutoring, so if you're interested, please let me know. Obviously, when we do our eligibility checks, which we'll start that in September sometime, if a student is ineligible, they will be required to attend after school tutoring. And once we will also have Saturday school this year, which I will also need some volunteers for that as well. But students not attending tutoring will be having to go to Saturday school. Bullying policy, obviously bullying is something that we do not want in our building. It's not tolerated on school property. Just be very cognizant of that in your classroom. If you see any, please report that to the counselor or myself. Cell phones, student cell phones must be concealed during class time. They can have them in the hallways. They can have them at lunch, but during class time, they need to be put away. Class change policy, students have 3 days to make any class changes that they want to make. And also, this is new this year. If it's a year-long class, they cannot drop that class at semester. So if they went out of that class, they have to make that change within the first 3 days, along with the semester classes. Dress code. Please look at the dress code policy in the student handbook. If you have a concern with a student in their dress, because I don't always see them every day, just send me an email or a text message, and I'll address it with that student. Hall passes. You will get 2 hall passes, just like you did last year, laminated. If those hall passes get beat up and you need a new one, please let me know. Students are not allowed in the hallways without one of those 2 hall passes. Hallways, students need to be in class the entire period. Students are not to be sent to the hallway to complete work or serve discipline offenses. Hallways need to be cleared for fire purposes. Um, Lunch, we do have a closed lunch policy, and we are going to be here in the office better at monitoring that policy this year. Students cannot leave during lunch. They can obviously bring a lunch, but they cannot leave during lunch. Reporting accidents, if any student, and this is for coaches and teachers, if any students get hurt in your class or on the field, be sure to report that accident immediately so we can fill out the proper paperwork to our secondary insurance company. Tardies, I would like for teachers to keep track of tardies in your classes. If a student has 3 or more tardies, please refer them to the office. Wellness policy. Students can have snack foods first hour. Other than that, there's no food the rest of the day. And this is new this year. Students are going to get a longer time period between second and third, or between first and second period for, between second and third period for the second breakfast. But food can only be brought first hour, and it can be snack foods. No bags of McDonald's and those kinds of things. Pop and energy drinks are prohibited. All drinks need to be in a clear container. Those are kind of the big student handbook policies. We return, if you have questions on those, please let me know. A quick reminder about organizational fundraising policies. The Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act of 2010 required that each state establish policies regarding fundraisers selling food. Organizations can have one exempt fundraiser per semester that does not meet the nutrition standards, such as selling cookie dough or selling other things that are not necessarily healthy. But organizations can have one per semester. No unhealthy foods can be sold before school. That's why we had to stop the coffee bar last school year. All fundraiser requests must be approved through administration. So if within your organization, if you're going to do a fundraiser, please, there's a fundraiser form that needs to be filled out and sent to me. BLT and Site Council. This is going to transition to a district level leadership team and a district level site council, and this is part of the new accreditation model under the Every Student Succeeds Act that was passed by our federal government. And this also, with accreditation, this will shift from building site council will shift from building site accreditation to district site accreditation. So we will no longer have just building leadership teams and building site councils. Those will now be district. Random drug testing. For those of you that have been in the district, you know how this policy works. For those of you that are new to the district, we test 5 students randomly, September through May. We test 4 high school students and 1 junior high student. Parents have to opt into the drug testing policy. If they refuse to do that, then their student cannot participate in any curricular activity throughout the school year. There are consequences for positive tests. Those are outlined in the student handbook. It is a 10-panel drug test, so it tests for 10 different types of drugs, and we will begin that in September. That is done by Nurse Mary. Back to school night. This will be on Wednesday, August 23rd. Similar to last year, we'll start at 5 p.m. in the high school commons with a hot dog feed provided by our booster club and provided by our elementary parent-teacher organization. Roughly 5:30 after dinner, teachers will need to be in their classrooms. Students and parents will visit classrooms. I would like for staff to have available for our students and parents their class syllabus, a quick review of their class expectations, classroom procedures, and classroom consequences, and all those things can be embedded into the course syllabus. Then at 6:30, we will go to the high school gym. We'll introduce all of our staff and make any other announcements that we need to make. Saturday school, I mentioned this a little bit earlier. We'll have a sign-up sheet when we return. Saturday school is going to be 2 Saturdays a month from 9 a.m. to noon. You do receive $10 extra duty pay. So I know it's not a lot, but Saturday school is something that we really need as a consequence, especially for those students that don't attend after-school tutoring. As I mentioned also earlier, after-school tutoring, we need help on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays with that from 3:30 to 4:15, and I would suggest doing that in the high school library. So if you're interested in that, please let me know when we return. And last thing, items being emailed to you. I will email all these items to you or share them with you via Google Drive. Transportation request or SIT referral form if you have any students that are not on a SIT plan that need to be referred. ISS absent homework form for students who are absent from school or are in in-school suspension. Fundraiser request form. The professional negotiated agreement, which was updated this year. The discipline referral form. I'm going to do this differently than in the past. This will all be done via Google Drive. So if you refer a student to the office, just share the doc with me. It's actually a sheet. Share the sheet with me through Google Drive, and I'm just going to save all those electronically instead of having a bunch of printouts. And then content curricular standards for core teachers. So those are everything that will be emailed to you. Roughly, I think that covers everything that I wanted to talk about. When we get back, we'll focus on teaching and instruction and some other things that pertain to teaching and learning. So if you have any questions, please just jot these down and I'll answer them when we return on the 24th. Have a great rest of the summer, a few weeks left, and we will see you on the not the 24th, on the 18th. Thank you.